car has had a moment. It's been a challenging weekend.
Lambo Trofeo GTC cars only just joining the race. Chamberlain under a lot of pressure meanwhile in the battle for second position, dives to the inside, holds the position. The GTR and the Porsche both very strong in a straight line, so they should be somewhat even out there.
And John Dillon in fact lost no places at all. There was cars that moved around him, but of course we lost John Seal, Lucky Kera we know. So that's an interesting. Up into sixth place has gone the 34 car, 34 car leading GTB. Yes. Richard Marsh at the wheel of that one, but only just behind them is Nick Phelps, number 35. That's the GTB lead fight that is going on there.
That's where the confusion.
How amazing is Jensen Lunn all over the back of the GT3 car of Graham Tilley, that GTC Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo. It's not the GT3 version.
It's right there.
It's up there, fourth overall, going great guns.
And so that's right on the back of Graham Tilley. Now the Trofeo car not a million miles away from the GT3s in terms of speed, but it should be a step behind. However, in the hands of Jensen Lunn, it's proving to be a very effective piece of kit prepared by the Top Cats organisation. Of course, the GTR's had a bad run out of Williams and onto the Bentley Straight, but just about cancelled that out with the roar of Godzilla down the Bentley Straight.
Incredible stuff so far. So that you guys would have filled out, but he said
meanwhile is the Brabham up the inside on the Ultimate Speed Aston Martin. So that's a GTO car going past a GT3 car. I missed who was starting. It's Paul Bailey starting.
It has to be
the Brabham.
Not the Pro.
Of course, yes, my apologies. That rule always seems to elude my brain.
It's the only way I know for sure when it's that way round.
And so Paul clearly getting to grips with the car, challenging some of the GT3s and some of the other cars that he was a little behind in the last race.
James Guest dropped down a whole load of positions last time.
Ah, yes.
Plus, we lost, no, we haven't lost, but losing a whole load of places was 50 Cavers and Tilbrook in 66. Now, I wonder whether they've had a moment together.
Up 10 places in one lap, 18th place, Lucky Kera in the 247. That's a man on a mission in the black Lamborghini.
He's got a long way to go to move himself up through the order of GT3s, fifth in the moment in 18th overall.
Yes, it's going to be a fairly difficult ask. However, I think he's capable. We've got an Aston Martin Vantage AMR GT4.
Into the pits came the 96 car.
That was the car that started late, and I think is guys were Ritchie's there. That was one of the GTB Porsches. That was Marsh and Randon's 34 car.
And I think Phelps, wasn't it, the number 35 that's with them, which is the Beluga Racing Porsche as well, plus the Brabham.
Yes, and of course that was a Lamborghini that was a lap down actually in that piece of real estate with them. I thought there was an overtake for position there, but actually that was simply lapping in dramatic fashion.
On the infield, the two Porsches, the Beluga Racing Porsche of Phelps, and that is for the leader GTB, heading down towards Agostini. That is the GTB fight going on right there. The two Porsches glued together as they exit. It's still what in a match? Just about, only just as they go towards Hamilton. The Beluga Racing's up the inside, but he's going to have the outside line. They're being passed by the recovering Steve Burgess in the number 7 car. That Radical RXT racing. Of their group. And of course he wants to get past in the Radical because that's also for second place in GTO because Paul Bailey is right behind him. Yeah, they are. They've already got second place. They've moved their way. Yes, and they're trying to pull away. They're getting rid of all of that grass. Here comes the Brabham, screams past the two Porsches, the Beluga Racing but no chance. Marsh holds on to it. Great job there and does hold on to it. The GTB 911 Porsche of James Hillary has moved up into 13th overall, 3rd in GTB. He's making that car sing and dance. He really is carving his way through some of the GTA and GTH cars of approximate GT4 speed. The Porsche, in theory, should be a little bit quicker, but in practice, especially trying to get around people in race conditions, it doesn't always turn out like that. Looks like Don Dillon has a good run down the back straight, the Bentley straight, but doesn't look close enough to challenge under the bridge and into Brundle and Nelson. I have been proven wrong before, so I'm keeping an eye on that one. We are still in and chasing Pat Chamberlain there, still holding strong in second place. The Porsche that's been racing for well over 30 years in various forms and various guises, still taking it to the GT3s, and the GT3 battle behind him for second in class, of course, is really hotting up. Tilly is going to be driving through the mirrors in spite of so he's got back past the Radical here. GT3 being led by the Nearys, GTO being led by number 5, the big orange Porsche, Richard Chamberlain, GTC being led by Warren Gilbert, car number 9, GTB being led by Richard Marsh, number 35 car. Lucky Kerr up into 10th there in the middle of that fight. GTA being led by 67, that's Simon Orange in the Ginetta. GTH being led by car number 90, Price. So now come back out of Agostini. I think it might have been one of the orange racing cars
that had an issue. Meanwhile, one of the other Lamborghinis, again, still limping around and getting lapped there. And it was I think it was the inverse coloured orange racing, yeah, that had...
sorry, you're saying, okay.
Yeah, the inverse coloured orange racing car, the other Ginetta, the third car, in the orange racing stable that was 2 wheels off the track. So Dylan under pressuring, I should say, the ABS a little bit more driver friendly, closing again as they go through Hastini. Still there, right up behind him goes Dylan. It's very close, they're almost side by side as they go into the minutes. They are side by side, and Dylan makes the move stick as they go onto the Bentley straight, second overall now for John Dillon. Richard Chamberlain in third for the time being, but then the big power of the 935 pulls him back by on the Bentley straight under the bridge. I'm not sure who's going to have it. It might just still be Chamberlain. Yes, Chamberlain is still in second place. He lost it for a minute, but then the afternoon there goes Dylan into the bomb hole. That's a very brave move. He had to back out to that one at the 11th hour, didn't he?
Yeah, and understandably is that he wasn't there, and that's going to enable Graham Tilley to now come back. Godzilla, the big Nissan Nismo GTR, chomping at the bits of that Lamborghini Huracan GT3, and that was so close into the bomb hole. Richard Chamberlain had every right to do that because he was well and truly ahead, and it was just nibbling away at the inside there by John Dillon. Understandably, he was going to go for it, but he can't be upset. And now Graham Tilley's looking towards the inside. Not going to that GTR, such a straight line oriented, almost found the way in the GT3 line, which is actually more they're close together. Johnson looking towards the inside. The power of that GT3 Lamborghini Huracan dives on the inside. On the big orange Richard Chamberlain Porsche. Not possible there, we know what happened on the Bentley straight. Absolutely. Meanwhile, Lucky Kera up to 7th place. He's already got back past the Ultimate Speed Aston and Brown, and he's challenging the top 6 overall. Given he started from pit lane, that is a monster effort from Lucky Kera in the all-black Batmobile Lamborghini Huracan. Running wide and Nelson picking up the dust. Now that's put him rather distant now from the battle for second place, which is still ongoing as they head through Coram. It's still Dylan all over the back of the Porsche 935 in an excellent battle that you could only see in the GT Cup Championship. The 935 is now going to disappear down the centre straight, but if the Lambo could stay just close enough, it can't. Look at the power deficit between the 935 and John Dillon's Lamborghini GT3. It's not so often you talk about the Lamborghini V10 staving off the competition behind. Another fabulous quartet, the battle for 6th position. It is the second and third place battle
battle in GTO, along with two of the GT3 cars. There goes the Brabham of Paul Bailey, then it's Lucky Kera, then it's Burgess in the Radical, Martin. Again, the four sets of cars you can see and crash together racing anywhere else in the world at the moment. This is truly unique.
And that GTO car, John Seal, is all out in GTO.
Yes, sixth place in the overall order. That's a great shout there, Chris. Often forget that car is registered to GTO, of course, being a Lambo GT3.
And behind him, the GTB fight has just suddenly changed hands. Is the fact that 35 Dick don't forget that 34 car is going to change hands as well. Sam Randon's going to jump in, and we know how stupidly quick he's able to pedal that car, and so that's where I say it changes the dynamic. However, in terms of pit stops, is that you're going to see Nick Phelps has got 15 extra seconds from finishing second at Brands. The 34 car's got 20 extra seconds, so there's a 5-second switch straight away. And you're then saying that, you know, Sam Randon is going to pedal, but he's got to make up the deficit there.
So much undecided as we go into the pit window here. Always got all of the battles that continue for quite some time. Meanwhile, Lucky Kera still all over the back of Brabham. He's not yet got back past Paul Bailey. I think last year he got 1862, much like 935 with so much power. And so we see it now on the centre straight, the two of them coming past on the position. Look at how the BT10. What have you got on me? The Brabham BT62, so quick, but we have lost the Radicals there.
Changed their livery. It was always famous with the Kermit livery, and they've changed it around. Just had a chance there as well. His next target is that pair of Porsches of Richard Marsh and Nick Phelps. Where are they? Let's have a look. Those Porsches are just coming down. Back there is the red Porsche of Hillary 111. We're going to see them heading towards Agostini. Here comes the red Porsche. That's 1, 2, 3
Yep.
in GTB.
There you go.
That's poetic, isn't it? 1, 2, 3 in GTB.
Excellent. Almost 90s rap music, that. And so yes, the 911 car up into third in the group. And we'll see now, without the GT4 and or GTH and GTA cars, we'll see whether or not he can actually home in on lap pace on that GTB battle.
Sadly, the number 80 car, Craig Wilkins, Aaron Scott, and Scott's Janetta, so that one's got...
White takeover once again, still early in Wiley's Brabham BT62 with Paul at the wheel. Into the 6th position, Lucky Kera in the 7th, round in 8th. Behind in 10th place, he just seems to have, well no, actually he's about where he was on pace, isn't he? His best is 57.3. Where maybe he hasn't been able to. Like I was talking earlier,
Richard Chamberlain's falling to a halt. I think that's Richard Chamberlain, isn't it? Yes. Big orange Porsche is falling to a halt. Martin Williams, I think that is, isn't it?
Yes, that is. So that is a massive shame. There. Concerns over the car's reliability or car's condition coming into this race. Seal, unfortunately, it doesn't seem appear to have any juice left. Now, is that car stopped in a dangerous position? Because if so, we could end up with a safety car period, right as we're meant to be having a bit of a pause in the race anyway for the pit windows.
Just noticing another fight, and I'm just trying to decipher where that is. Just lost the place there, but I'm looking for where's the 26?
We have I believe, the number 1 McLaren slowing on the approach to Agostini at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yes, just getting back up to speed now, actually, but it was slow coming out of the corner previous, and just now got back up to speed. I think it was a lot more particularly actually had a spin on the corner to Agostini.
So we were able to see that's Josh Jackson, just a small mistake there, rejoining, so we'll get himself back up to speed again. Chamblin's going to be out on the circuit rather than calling it round, but yes, I'm just trying to keep an eye on this. It was 91 and 26. That's first, second, and third in GT8. That's why I think about 35 is not away as it stands. The Frankfurt and Hillary car goes through the driving that one. My next is Simon Orange. That 212 car is second in GT8, so that's GT8 together, and that 212 car started in the pit lane.
Yes, it did, so that's quite the recovery drive. Also on the highlight, of course, great. It's all lanes second place there for the back through.
We lost one of those. Which one was it? Of course, it was the number 1 McLaren, the number 1 that was involved in that fight. It's gone tumbling down through this order, and that was 1, 2, 3, those guys. It's now the 90 car Price ahead of Rawlings in the 26. That is first and second in GT8. I know I said that they fight, it doesn't matter what groups they're in, but we do get this where suddenly, somehow, we've got like first, second, and third at leading the groups that are together having fabulous fights
fight for GTO honours.
It's awesome as well, is looking at the fact that Josh Jackson's going to have to fight back through this field because he's now 8. He's on 6 places. Important in terms of the overall in that 67 car.
Interesting as well that Richard Neary's place has dropped off one. He's now down to the 165. Traffic or car preservation or something else, one can only speculate.
Where are we? Adam's making his way down there towards it, so it is the GTO, GT3 and GTC pit window is open now. In comes Richard Neary, hands over to his son Sam Neary this time round. Let's explain why such a comfortable lead, but when's John Dillon going to come in and hand over to just suddenly watching the number 1 car of Josh Jackson's about to make up some of those positions this time round. But